Tennis Center. Welcome, Chris Fowler. Great to have Patrick McEnroe alongside. Beachy, of course, will join us courtside here. You know, this is a great tennis town and a football town.
I mean, I took the year off here last year, and I can't figure out why. These people are tennis obsessed. It's a brand new building here. You know, last year the top 4 players in the world got to the semifinals. We're on track for that happening this year too. Unbelievable lineup.
Not just in the stadium, but also in the grandstand court. Mardy Fish, the other American besides Andy Roddick, who plays tonight in the draw. He's taking on Richard Gasquet. We'll also have coverage of that. And then Rafael Nadal will take on Julian Bennett. So that's match number 2 in the stadium. Rafa, 35-2 since April.
Well, I'm interested also to hear Andy Murray talk about the conditions here, because oftentimes the conditions are a little bit different. But the fact that the courts are playing quite fast here, to me, means that this is all about the U.S. Open, because the U.S. Open traditionally is always the fastest of these events in the summer. So I think we're really going to get a very good feel for who the favorite is going into the U.S. Open at the end of this week.
Roger Federer talking about the speed of the courts. He's also playing this afternoon. And then tonight in our primetime window, Andy Roddick against Robin Soderling. That'll be very tasty. But let's focus on Andy Murray, who did play very well in Toronto, beat Nadal and Federer in back-to-back rounds. The first time he's done that in a tournament. Many thought that Federer might get him in this final. Murray came out with the same kind of aggression that he showed against Federer. This match was interrupted by rain several times in the final, but he prevailed 5-5.
You know, I was so impressed with the way Murray played at the Canadian, and the way he played and went after the ball. I was sitting at home, Chris, watching you and Killer and Brad. Great job, by the way.
Thank you.
But it really was a great performance, because he was stepping up. He was making things happen out there. He wasn't playing defensive when it mattered. And to me, that means he can absolutely win this tournament and win the U.S. Open.
Sort of a weird match against Jeremy Chardy, the Frenchman. Murray won the first set, seemed to be in control, but then there were 6 consecutive breaks of serve in that match. Murray dumped the second set in a breaker and then had to come back and played very well, served very well in the third set.
Well, I think the serve that he's tried to beef up has certainly made a big difference for him, and obviously the draw here is phenomenal. I mean, you've got Murray in this section, you've got Roddick, as you mentioned, taking on Soderling, and that should be a very interesting match. Nalbandian Djokovic, we could very well see quite a bit of that one today. Nalbandian having an amazing summer, playing beautifully. Unfortunate for John Isner, by the way, yesterday, because he was actually up a break against Nalbandian in the first set on the grand set, hurt his ankle, walked out of here with a boot around his foot. So, but he's hopeful that he will be back and ready for the U.S. Open. Nalbandian and Djokovic, 2 of the best counterpunchers and baseliners in the business.
All right, so we've got side-by-side stadiums, good doubleheader action this afternoon. We talked about Rafael Nadal. This is the one Masters 1000 event that Nadal has not made the final of. He was the semifinalist here a couple of times. Hasn't played Benetton in about 5 years. Talked about the slim Mardy Fish. Saw him in the locker room. He looks like a marathon runner.
Well, he's really turned his year around. I mean, his career around. He's 20-3 since just before Wimbledon, having a tremendous summer and a big opportunity for him against Gasquet today.
Nalbandian's been on a roll. He did lose up in Toronto, but had an 11-match winning streak at one point this summer. Clean ball striking. He likes his chances for the U.S. Open.
He should like his chances. He should like his chances here, but he's got a tough task today against Novak Djokovic. Speaking of looking slim, well, that could be a factor. I mean, obviously we talk about his breathing issues, and he looks quite even slimmer than he's been. He's one of the best movers in the world, and certainly very comfortable on this surface. But I'm interested to see Andy Roddick and how he looks tonight, because he's coming off that illness. He said it was a mild case of mono that was in his system, so he was lethargic for a couple of weeks earlier this summer, so good to see him back. That'll be a big test for him against Soderling, because a big hitter from Sweden can certainly make it happen.
So, enthusiastic crowd, 9 of the top 10 seeds, great tennis for you on the stadium and on the grandstand. We'll come back, we'll begin our matinee doubleheader. Andy